Today we are going to see some of the advanced information that we shall have before we start preparation of plot plan. These are some important information that we shall have in the initial stage. Various information is required from various disciplines, like we require some data from civil department, some data from electrical department, information about meteorological data, some process data, details about utilities, block dimensions of different process units and non-plant facilities, and other informations. So let us see today in brief about these informations. These are some information that we require from civil department, like plane table survey map, contour survey map, soil bearing capacity, nature of soil, rail and road access. Let us first see plane table survey map. When we start preparation of plot plan, we need actual information about the plot area on paper. For this, a survey of the actual location is conducted and the informations are collected on the plane table survey map. This map shows the existing infrastructure that is there in the client's plot area and in the near proximity of the plot area along with actual north direction. It will capture all the existing roads, temples, monument, river and other buildings which are existing there in the plot area. This survey map will be drawn with reference coordinate system, that is with north and east coordinates. Again, it is also required to get the information about the grade elevations in the plot area. The grade elevation in the plot may not be same at all locations. We may have certain areas at higher elevation compared to others. This information is captured in contour survey map. Here we can see certain orange color lines drawn in the plane table survey map. This shows that along this line the elevations of grade is same. So if we track one line throughout its length, it will have same elevation. Contour survey map will show the elevation inside our plot area, that where the grade is at higher level and where the grade is at lower level. This map will help us to plan the grading activity and to finalize the grade elevation in the plot area. Also, it will help us to locate the process unit that we require to locate at higher level and the other units that we require to locate at lower level, like effluent treatment plant that we normally locate at lower level. So in brief, this contour survey map contains the information about the grade elevations in our plot area measured from mean sea level. Other information that we require from the civil department is about the soil, that is load bearing capacity of soil or nature of soil, whether it is soft sand, fine sand, medium sand, coarse sand or loose gravel. This will help us in the estimation of the foundation of equipment, pipe rack, buildings and other facilities. Further, we need information about road and rail access to the plot area. The information that we shall have from the electrical department is location of electrical supply points, that is location and number of substations, supply voltage level, the voltage level that we require within the units and the proposed distribution scheme, that is how it will be distributed within the plant, the information about fault level, that is the maximum current that will flow in case there is some short circuit inside the plant. So these are some important information we shall have from the electrical department. Next, we shall have information about some of the important meteorological data before we start for the plot plan, like minimum, maximum and normal temperature during the year, maximum and minimum rainfall data, intensity and direction of wind, seismic zone, wet and dry bulb temperature and history of flood levels that we had in the past. Then we shall have information about some of the non-plant facilities that we will be having inside the plot area, about their sizes and location, like administrative building, canteen, workshop, R&D building, quality control lab, pilot plant location if there is any, entry and exit gate, punching office that is time office, security arrangement, vehicle parking, medical center, information about type of warehouse, whether it is covered or open or both, solid warehouse or liquid warehouse or both. We need information about steel yard, scrap yard, about fire station, weighbridge and staff colony. So these are some non-plant facilities information that we shall have before we start working on plot plan. In addition to the above, we need information about certain process data that we must have before we start working on plot plan, like size and capacity of the process unit, type of plant which is going to be built, sequence of process flow, hazardous nature of the plant, operating philosophy, that is whether it is fully or partially automatic or manually operated, batch operation or continuous operation. We need information about raw material receipt and product dispatch philosophy, storage philosophy, effluent plant capacity and discharge points, incineration requirement if there is any, and number and type of flares. So these are some process data that we require before we start working on plot plan. Other than the process data, we shall have information about certain utility requirements like source and supply point of raw water, quality of water that is available, and then water consumption quantity of the process and other requirement of different kind of utilities like steam, air, nitrogen, DM water and brine, and capacities and grouping philosophies of these utilities. There are certain other information that we must know also, like statutory requirement, expansion philosophy, if we are going to have a future expansion within the unit, or we are going to add additional units that we need to know so that we can reserve space for same. Then we need information about greenfield requirement if there is any, if a particular area or minimum plot area that has to be planted with trees or other kind of plantation. We need information about inter-unit distances based on the process plant, and if there are certain safety distances that has to be followed based on statutory requirements. So we saw the kind of information that we need from different departments along with meteorological data, process data and utility data. In addition to this, we need information about the block dimensions of the facilities that are going to come in the plot area, because we need to reserve space for that in the plot plan. So we need information about the block dimensions of various facilities that are going to come, like process units along with its expansion philosophy, because we have to reserve space for future also if there is any expansion. Similarly, block dimensions of utility units along with its expansion requirements, then block dimensions for electrical substation, receiving station, block dimension for storage spaces, block dimensions for warehouses, block dimensions for chemical storage or explosive chemical storage as per process classification. Then we need block dimensions for firewater storage, acid and alkali storage, block dimensions of steel and scrap yard, raw material storage and treatment facilities, contractor shed, effluent treatment and incinerator plants, block dimension for flare sticks and control rooms. In addition to this, we need block dimensions of all non-plant facilities that is going to come in the plot, like administrative building, workshop, canteen, laboratories, pilot plants, medical facilities, parking, and other non-plant facilities. It's good if we have some tentative information about the pipe rack and sleepers to locate in the plot plan. So these were certain information that we need in advance to start working for plot plan. But these are not limited to only the discussed points. We must check the other important information that is governing in the preparation of the plot plan of that particular plant, and study client's document carefully.